Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mass Retirees Weekly Update. Today's Friday, August 16th. I'm Sean Duhamel. Thank you so much for joining with us and tuning in again this week. Now this week we're going to shift gears a little bit and return our focus to healthcare. Now you know, if you're a regular follower of our channel or watching these videos or receiving our weekly email updates, and if you are not currently a Mass Retirees member, please consider joining. We represent public retirees all across Massachusetts, so if you are a retiree, please join and become a full member today. However, we also have an associate member program for active employees or deferred retirees who are looking for information to help you better plan and prepare for your retirement. All of this information on joining our association can be found at massretirees.com. So please take a look. If you're not a member, please consider joining. But over the past several weeks, or actually the last couple of months, you know that we have been heavily focused on the legislative activity that took place at the end of the formal legislative session here in Massachusetts. Now, whether it be the establishment of the COLA Commission, increasing the basic life insurance, establishing a post-retirement work task force, or the other various changes that we talked about just last week that are soon going to be implemented that will represent a positive change to our public retirement law and benefits here in Massachusetts. Those are the types of things that we have been talking about and giving you all kinds of information on, and we will continue to do so as these new policies are implemented and as these various commissions get up and running. We're going to be providing you week in and week out with all of the information. But at the same time, we're going to continue to focus on other aspects of public retirement. And as all of you know, healthcare is absolutely critical to retirees in general, but specifically to public retirees. You all have excellent healthcare benefits. For the most part, they remain affordable and very high quality. And we want to make sure it stays that way. Now, the balance and the difficulty is maintaining the very best healthcare benefits, health insurance benefits possible while keeping it affordable. Because it doesn't do you any good to have fantastic insurance if you can't afford to use it, or to have a very affordable plan that has lousy coverage. No one's going to benefit from that. So in addition to working closely with Blue Cross and Blue Shield and WellPoint and the Group Insurance Commission and the other insurance plans here in Massachusetts, which, by the way, you can't go wrong in Massachusetts, thankfully. All of the plans that are being offered to our members that are Massachusetts-based plans are fantastic plans. But we need to continue to work and go beyond what is the norm to make sure that we can control costs, that we can provide you with the best possible benefits available to not only control what you're spending or to reduce what you're spending, but also to improve the quality of your life. Now, we have long prided ourselves in working closely with the insurance companies, with the government agencies to do just that. But we've also in recent years worked more and more with outside partners, companies like Sensio Systems and their fantastic IBIS telehealth platform, which we know that hundreds of our members are currently utilizing, and it's really having a positive impact on your quality of life, while at the same time, evidence is now showing lowering the overall cost of healthcare, or at the very least, gaining control over the cost of healthcare, which is a very positive step in the right direction. We're also seeking additional ways of providing new tools, new approach to improve the quality of the lives of our members, again, while also focused on lowering costs. Now, a few months ago, you may recall that we partnered up with a company, a Massachusetts-based company called EO. EO is a medical marijuana, medical cannabis company based here in Massachusetts. It is led by a very highly respected group of healthcare professionals, but they're also staffed, and this is extremely important, they're staffed by doctors, by clinicians, by medical professionals as well. Not just the folks running these companies, but the people who are trained to treat patients. And we started working with or partnered up initially with EO back in the spring. We conducted a survey where we emailed a survey to over 20,000 members who we have email addresses for, and more than 2,000 responded. And of those 2,000 folks that responded, we were pretty astonished by the results, because it showed that more than 70% of the respondents are either currently utilizing medical marijuana or have an interest in utilizing medical marijuana. But the results of the survey also showed, in a more disturbing fashion, that there's not a lot of factual, accurate information out there that retirees can easily get their hands on, or that's easily available to retirees, that they feel comfortable utilizing these products in a safe and effective manner. So in the aftermath of the survey, we made the decision to partner up with EO Care because there was obviously a need and an interest, and we published an article in the newsletter explaining what we were doing and why. You may recall seeing a video that myself and Dr. Brooke Worcester, who's the medical director for EO Care, Dr. Worcester did her medical training here in Boston at Dana-Farber. The main focus of her practice is cancer treatment and the use of cannabis in treating cancer patients. So she is one of the national experts on this topic, and we're very fortunate to have a company like EO here in Massachusetts available to work with us to bring not only these products to our members, but most importantly, the guidance and the approach that's taken to make sure that all of the information you need is available to you to be able to make these decisions on your own in a safe and effective manner. Now, this week's email message from us contains several links to studies that were recently published by the American Medical Association, the AMA. And these 3 studies really speak to why we decided to get involved in this topic in the first place. And the results of these 3 reports, 3 surveys done by the AMA, really reflect almost identically to what we concluded through the survey, the much smaller survey that we conducted last spring of our own membership. Now, the first survey that you'll see in today's email blast is really focused on the impact of cannabis on the quality of life for folks who are using it. Most importantly, why people are using medical marijuana in the first place. And it's to treat chronic pain, to treat the side effects of cancer treatment in related illnesses or effects of cancer on people. Insomnia, anxiety, and a variety of other medical conditions can effectively be treated through the use of cannabis. So that was the first study. The second study talked about the risks of improper use and the lack of information that's out there for individuals to use these products in a safe and effective manner. Now, there's something that's known as cannabis use disorder, and it results in the overuse of cannabis. And where a lot of people are not getting the proper guidance they need on how to effectively dose or any type of interactions with other medications that they may be taking, there's a growing prevalence, not just here in Massachusetts, but really around the country. And some of it's related to the potency of the products that are available today. The medical grade marijuana, for instance, is far more potent than anything that would have been available through the black market or out in the street 25, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's very different. And people don't realize that. They overuse, they get sick, they end up in the emergency room, and it really has the complete opposite effect of what people are trying to do in the first place, which is treat a chronic condition. The third study that was published by the AMA talks about the prevalence of use. And what I mean by that, of the 175,000 people that participated in this study, what they found is that 17% of those surveyed are using medical marijuana on a regular basis to treat a medical condition. And of that 17%, over 76% reported that they're doing so really with no guidance. They're self-medicating, they're self-managing their medical condition, they're going to a local dispensary, for instance, or talking to a friend and getting recommendations on, hey, what should I take for this? but there's really not a lot of guidance, and that can be a very dangerous thing. So all of these things combined are the reason why Mass Retirees has decided to partner with EO to bring this information to you, but to also provide an avenue for you to get guidance and have a reliable vendor that you can, if you choose to, purchase these products from at a much more affordable price than what might else be available out there through some of the local retail dispensaries that are set up. So the first thing that really we want to talk about, or beyond why we're doing this, is that if this is something that you're interested in, we advise you and we urge you to talk to your physician, whether it's your primary care doctor or if you're undergoing cancer treatment, talk to your oncologist, get medical guidance from the folks that you trust, from the doctors, from your healthcare professionals. Now, not every medical provider is knowledgeable of the use of medical marijuana or comfortable talking about it, but have that conversation with your doctor. We would also recommend that if this is something that you're interested in, visit EO Care. You can find a link to EO Care on the massretirees.com website. The information is also contained in today's email blast that will bring you to their website. EO Care emphasizes the need for a care plan, which essentially is a survey that you would fill out talking about what your ailments are, why you're interested in utilizing medical marijuana, to make sure that, first of all, you're going to do so in a safe and effective way, and that you're going to get access to the proper products that will address that medical condition. Because we also want to make sure that if you are choosing to use medical marijuana, you're doing so effectively and that you're not just wasting money. One of the surveys that we looked at showed that on average, retirees are spending $200 or more per month on these products, which is pretty expensive. Insurance does not cover this product, at least not yet. In some of the other countries, like up in Canada, medical marijuana can be a covered expense under some insurance plans. And there are a lot of folks who believe that will be the next step here in the United States, but we're not quite there yet. So if you're spending hundreds of dollars a month out of your own pocket, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a safe and effective manner, that you're not just wasting your money on snake oil, so to speak. So these are the reasons why we're bringing this to you, and that you're going to hear us in the coming weeks and months and years talking about the various aspects of this. At some point this fall, we're planning on doing a webinar for those of you who are interested in this, that you can speak directly with Dr. Worcester and some of the other clinicians working with EO, that you can have your questions, your concerns answered directly by the medical professionals. And really, that's the biggest reason why we're involved in this, is just to be a conduit for factual, effective information. They're going to lead to you being able to make better personal decisions of how you want to go about your business and treat the medical conditions that either you're suffering from, or maybe your loved one, or you may be a caregiver to somebody who's interested in using medical marijuana to treat their ailments. We want to make sure that all of this information is available to all of you. Now, lastly, EO is interested in establishing an advisory panel of retirees who are using or utilizing medical cannabis. Now, they're looking for 5 to 7 Mass Retirees members who might be interested in participating in an advisory panel. You will be compensated for your time. If you are interested, please reach out to me directly. I can then put you in touch with the officials at EO Care, and they can reach out with further information. But we wanted to share that with all of you as well. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, want some more information, the information, you can either click on the links that are included in today's email blast, or you can always feel free, email me, give me a call. I'm happy to talk about this or any of the other issues we're working on. But with that, I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you so much for joining with us again, and we will be back to you again next week with a new update. Bye-bye, everybody.